Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into something that is literally changing the game for crop yields, the science of chelated microelements. We are going to analyze specific product data and uncover exactly how it impacts crop growth and quality. If you're looking to squeeze the absolute maximum yield out of every single harvest, stick around. Let's let the data show us exactly how precision nutrition is redefining modern farming.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll hit the science of microelements, the role of EDTA chelation, break down an actual EDTA mixed product, look at real-world agricultural impacts, discuss Southeast Asia applications, and finally, wrap up with our source info.
All right, Section 1, the science of microelements. Let's get into the essentials of plant nutrition.
Microelements aren't just sitting there in the soil doing nothing. They're actually these incredibly powerful catalysts. The data we're looking at shows they drive really aggressive crop growth. We're talking visible stuff here, like much greener leaves, way more chlorophyll for supercharged photosynthesis, and at the end of the day, a significantly heavier yield. It's basically the difference between a crop that's just surviving and one that is absolutely maximizing its genetic potential.
Moving to Section 2, the role of EDTA chelation. This is our advanced delivery system. So what exactly is EDTA chelation? It really helps to think of it like a microscopic bodyguard for your plant's nutrients. If you don't have it, trace elements like iron and zinc just react with the soil and get locked up. The plant literally can't use them. But EDTA chelation wraps these elements in this tiny protective shield. It keeps them totally stable in the soil so the roots can actually absorb them. It's essentially the guarantee that your fertilizer is actually doing its job. Okay, Section 3, EDTA mixed product analysis. Let's look at an actual quality report. If you look at the EDTA mixed product itself, you'll see it comes in two forms, a pure green powder and a granular option. We're pulling from the official quality analysis for batch 20250-309 here, and it highlights this distinct pure green color as a key characteristic. Plus, it has a guaranteed 2-year shelf life. That kind of visual consistency is actually your first big clue that we're dealing with a highly stable, standardized manufacturing process.
Now, the chemical breakdown is where things get genuinely impressive. For this specific 5,000 kilogram batch, the actual levels of chelated elements consistently beat the strict standard specifications. For example, zinc requires 5.0%, but it actually tests at an optimized 5.1%. Iron beats its 4.0% standard by hitting 4.2%, and manganese comes in at 2.1% against a 2.0% requirement. So we're looking at a verified, highly concentrated delivery system.
And that level of precision just continues right down the line. Copper hits exactly the 0.5% standard, molybdenum is right at 0.2%, and boron tests at 2.1%. Top all of that off with an optimal pH of 7.7, and the official conclusion from the lab is pretty undeniable. This batch perfectly conforms to some incredibly rigorous quality specs.
That brings us to Section 4, agricultural impact. Let's talk about the tangible benefits for the crops. So, based on the source data, injecting these optimized microelements dramatically elevates the overall quality of the crop. We are talking about some serious upgrades here. Boosted vitamin C, way higher sugar content, and increased protein. It even optimizes the nitrate-nitrogen levels. But honestly, perhaps the biggest win for a farmer's bottom line, it significantly improves post-harvest storage quality. That means the produce stays fresher for a lot longer, which actively protects the farmer's financial investment.
Next up is Section 5, application in Southeast Asia. How does this fit regionally?
Now, a big question, is EDTA mix specifically proven for agriculture in Southeast Asia? To be completely transparent here, as we always are on this explainer, the specific documents we're reviewing don't actually contain localized field trials exclusively for Southeast Asian soils. We only report exactly what is in the text.
However, the data does point us to a very logical conclusion. The sources confirm that chelated fertilizers are incredibly effective and widely applied to high-value economic crops globally. And as we know, Southeast Asia is a massive hub for exactly those types of cash crops. Because this specific EDTA mix offers such a highly absorbable, spec-exceeding nutritional profile, it is theoretically an ideal match for optimizing yields in Southeast Asian soils and agricultural markets.
Finally, Section 6, about RAINDAO technology. Let's document our sources.
To give credit where it's due, all the technical specifications, the batch analysis, and the product imagery we've been looking at today were provided by RAINDAO Technology Co., Ltd. If you want to dig a little deeper into their manufacturing or check out their other product lines, you can easily reach them. Just shoot an email to info@raindaotechftl.com, visit their website at www.raindaotechftl.com, or even check out their YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/marvinraindaotechftl.
As global food demands keep rising and our soils face constant depletion, it's pretty clear that traditional fertilizers just aren't going to cut it anymore. So it leaves us with a really fascinating question. How will precision nutrient delivery systems, like this optimized EDTA chelation, continue to push the boundaries of high-yield agriculture? Think about that for a bit. Thank you for joining me for today's explainer, and as always, keep asking the right questions.